Hello students, welcome parents, welcome to Concept Clarity. Today's session is about electricity and magnetism. Very two different aspects. But later on scientists found that current can create magnetism. Just imagine physics changed forever. That means from the needle of the compass, magnetic compass which directs all the travelers to reach from one position or from one destination to another destination, to the motors which help us run our everyday life, that means which help us move from our home to our office or our school in a bus or a car, to the motor which pumps water to our tank so that we can receive water in our taps. The magnetic effects of current are everywhere used in our everyday life. So just imagine how important is to know the magnetic effects of current. This is a very basis of our everyday life. So let us spend some time to understand what are the magnetic effects of current in this particular session. So before we move ahead, let me explain how this course is actually structured. So we will have 4 sessions. Today is the first session wherein we will understand about magnets. We will understand about magnetic compass, how it helps the travelers reach from one place to the other. We will study the types of magnets. And then we will see the magnetic field produced in all those types of magnets. And then the next session, which is going to be a separate video, we are going to see how current, when it passes through a straight wire, how that current produces magnetic effects around the wire. Okay, this is also called as the Oersted experiment. We will see 2 experiments, and then we will see the rule, how we can identify the direction of the magnetic field based on the direction of the current. That is Maxwell's rule. And then the third session we will study about the extensions of this wire. Instead, the straight wire is made into a circular loop, and then further extension, that circular loop itself can be multiple circular loops, that is solenoid. So we'll see the magnetic effect of current in those extension, that is circular loop one, and other is the solenoid. And the final fourth session, we will see how this magnetic field produces a magnetic force, and then how that magnetic force can then be applied to create all our appliances, which is our motors, and how it is being used in medicine as well. And then finally we are also going to see domestic electric circuits, what are the common voltage and current points. And then we are going to see what causes overloading in our homes, like sometimes fire can come in our home, and how to protect our homes from getting overheated and charred. Okay, so let's proceed to the first topic. So today's session is all about magnets. Let's proceed. So magnets are really fascinating, right? It has fascinated me as well since my childhood. They can pull materials, but yet at the same time they can push also. They can push the other materials away. So what makes them behave like that? A child, we had some gray devices, gray material. Right? We used to bring them together just to get attracted. And sometimes when you change the magnetic direction, right? They would repel also. Just imagine the same two magnets, either they can attract or they can repel. Now, why this happens, right? Magnets are made of some material, right? They are made of some material. Let me highlight it here also. They are made of a material. Or it's an object, like some mostly it's a gray object, but sometimes it can be very shiny, glittery object as well. Okay, it produces a magnetic field, and now this magnetic field can either attract or repel other magnetic materials. They can either attract or repel other magnetic material. Now every magnet has a north and a south pole. Now when you bring the north and the north together, means you're bringing like poles together, they will repel. And when you bring the north, now if you bring the north and the south together, they are unlike poles, so they will attract. Like the male getting attracted to female, and the male get repelled. This is an example. Okay, so that is the poles of a magnet. Now there can be permanent magnets and temporary magnets. In our childhood, we have mostly experienced permanent magnets, right? If you took our magnets, which are the gray magnets, we kept it in some hiding place, and after 1 month we went back to our drawer, which was a hiding place. We removed those magnets; they would still attract or repel. That means they retain the magnetism for a very long period of time, right? These are permanent magnets. Permanent magnets. They retain magnetism. And what are temporary magnets? Are they temporary magnets? Temporary magnets means they behave like magnets for that particular instance of time. That means if a current passes through them, they become magnets. And when the current is stopped, the magnetism is all lost. So those are called as temporary magnets. What happens to them? They gain magnetism only when either near a magnet or an electric current is passed to them. Then only they get their magnetic property. So now that we have understood what is a magnet, let's proceed and understand what is a magnetic compass. What is a magnetic compass? A magnetic compass is a device like which helps travelers. They travel, right? They use the magnetic needle to identify where is the north, so that they can identify the north and accordingly decide the west or the east. Based on that, they can choose the path, right? The path of travel they can decide. So that is a magnetic compass. It's a very simple instrument, but very powerful. Almost the red part of the needle is actually the north seeking, and the blue of the needle is the south seeking. Okay, so the magnetic compass aligns itself along the Earth's invisible magnetic field. We will see that also. First, let us understand only about the magnetic compass. Okay, so based on the Earth's magnetic field, the magnetic needle deflects. The torque is produced due to the magnetic field. We have noticed that when we take two separate bar magnets close to each other, when the north and north is facing each other, the north gets deflected, right? It moves away. That means actually the north is attracting the south. It is trying to attract the south, and that is what exactly happens in case of a magnetic compass. Right? The Earth is a very big magnet, and there is this small magnetic compass. It is trying to seek. The magnetic needle is trying to seek the north side, and the south, the blue, is trying to seek the south side. And that is how the magnetic compass actually works. Okay, so it is like a small bar magnet. What is it? It is like a small bar magnet cut into shape of a needle. It is cut in a shape of a needle, right? So when you bring this particular magnetic compass near another bar magnet, you will see that the magnetic compass also gets deflected. Due to the Earth's magnetic field, it will also get deflected, showing the direction. But it will also help to identify whether there's any other magnetic field around us. So that means you will be able to identify, is there a magnet very nearby us? So it will start to deflect very fast. Okay, it will show strong deflection. Okay, so that's how you can identify whether there is any magnet hidden in the drawer or any other location in your home. And that's how you can also identify that the earth also is a magnet by itself. So let us move further. So what is the magnetic field? Magnetic field, have you any time seen magnetic field around a bar magnet? Invisible, right? They're just imaginary in our head, but they have shaped the world around us. Due to the magnetic field, we are able to study about magnetism even in depth. So remember that magnetic fields are invisible, they are imaginary, right? But it can be felt. When you take a bar magnet to another bar magnet, the other bar magnet feels the magnetic force, right? Because the magnetic field around it, they are invisible in nature. You cannot see them, but it can be felt. Okay, and magnetic field is produced around a permanent magnet, which is a bar magnet, or it can be produced due to a moving electric charge. That means a current carrying wire. Okay, then it's a vector. Okay, it's a vector, it has magnitude, it has a strength. We can measure the magnetic field, and it has direction also. Important points to remember here is that the direction in which the north pole of the compass needle seeks. Okay, that the north pole gets aligned in the direction of the magnetic field. That means whichever side the north pole is getting aligned, the magnetic field is in that particular direction. Okay, if the magnetic needle is like this, and this is the north pole and this is the south pole, okay, if the north pole comes like this, that means you have to understand that the magnetic field direction is along the north. It's like this to the south. Okay, that's how you're supposed to understand how the magnetic field direction is actually. And what about the strength? The closer the magnetic field, there's so many magnetic fields, the closer they are, the more denser they are, and hence the magnetic field is more strong. The more farther they are, the magnetic field line, one field line is here, one field line is here, the more farther they are, the less denser they are. And because they're less dense, they are weaker, right? So when they are more denser, they will attract or repel very strongly. And when they are less denser, that means they're far apart. That means they will attract in a weak way. They will not show strong attraction, and they will not show strong repulsion also. And they will become very far apart. They may not have any effect on other objects around them. Okay. So this is the Earth. This is our Earth where we live, right? And the Earth is a bar magnet. What are you telling me, sir? The Earth is a bar magnet. Yes, the Earth behaves like a bar magnet. And if you see here, the south is on the Earth's magnetic north. And the north of the bar is on the Earth's magnetic south pole. And the geographic north pole is a little distance apart from the magnetic north pole. And the geographic south pole is a little distance apart from the magnetic south pole. And now see the field lines. The field lines, as you know that the Earth is like a bar magnet, the field lines emerge from the north, right? They go this way, and converge. They converge into the south. So this white line show you the direction of the magnetic field of the Earth. They emerge from the north of the bar magnet, but actually it is emerging from the magnetic south. It's emerging from the magnetic south and going to the magnetic north. All right. So now if you in another experiment, we'll see the next part. In another experiment, we see this Earth, which is a bar magnet, as we explained in the previous part. It's the bar magnet, north and south. Okay. This is the magnetic south, and this is the magnetic north. Now, if you take the compass close to the magnetic north pole, the red, which is the magnetic, it not seeking. It is actually seeking the north pole, but this is the bar magnet, right? It is attracting toward the south actually. So here we get to know that this is the magnetic north pole because of the compass. The compass tells us that this part is the magnetic north pole. But how it is getting attracted? Because the Earth itself is like a bar magnet, where the south is attracting the north. Hope this is clear enough now. So field lines. What are magnetic field lines? Invisible in nature, right? They help us to show both direction and strength also of the magnetic field, right? So they are imaginary in nature. Okay, this we have already seen previously. They are what? Imaginary. They are imaginary in nature. They give us the direction and strength as well. So why they use? They used to represent in diagram to show us in experiment and to show us that this is the bar magnet, this is the field lines around it. Okay, it is used to represent the magnetic field around it. So what are the key aspects of magnetic field? One is when you have a magnet, the magnetic field is emerging from the north. If this is the north, if this is the north and this is the south, then the magnetic field will emerge from the north. It will emerge from the north and converge into the south. And then from the south, inside the bar magnet, it will go from south to north. Okay, that's how the direction of a magnetic field is. It is explained here as well. Outside a magnet, lines go from the north and go to the south pole. And inside the magnet, how they go inside the magnet? They go from south to north. And they are hence called as the closed loops. They are closed loop. They don't stop anywhere. They're not open anywhere. They are continuously going in a circle. Okay, and they are non-intersecting as well. They are closed and they are non-intersecting. But if we had two magnetic field intersecting, it actually means that they're showing you two different directions. The traveler will get confused. Okay, so these are the different types of magnets. And the first magnet here shown is a bar magnet, right? Here you see the fields. The fields from the north are emerging outward. Okay, these are outwards. And in the south, they are converging. In the south, they are converging. And this is a horseshoe magnet. Horseshoe magnet. From the north, they will emerge. And the south, they will converge. Similarly, you have a current carrying wire. That means current is passing in the wire. We will see that experiment later in the next session. Okay. So current carrying wire, what happened? The magnetic field is concentric. And similarly for a solenoid, they're actually going like a bar magnet field line. For a solenoid, the magnetic fields appear like as though it's a bar magnet. Okay. So let's proceed to the next. Looks like my image is coming in between. I will stop the video. Maybe I can stop the video. Yes, I can hide the video. Should I hide the video? No, I can't hide the video. I can't move the video. Sorry. So the bar magnet already explained here. Then the horseshoe magnet and the current carrying wire and the solenoid. Okay. So these are the magnets. Basically, the north and south is shown together, right? Inside the bar magnet, the direction is this way, from the south to the north. And then from north, it goes outward, and the south, it comes inward. Similarly, when the north and the south are placed next to each other, the north line, magnetic lines will go to the south. That's why there is a strong attraction. And when the north and the north is placed to each other, there is repulsion, because north also goes outward and the north of the other magnet also goes outward. That's why they're not getting attracted. There are no lines attracting it. Okay. Hope this is self-explanatory. Next, we actually cannot see magnetic field, but can we conduct an experiment so that we can demonstrate that there are magnetic field? This is an invisible nature, but another substance is going to help us identify the magnetic field and the direction as well. Okay, so in this experiment, what we do, we place a bar magnet. A bar magnet is taken on a white paper. Okay, a bar magnet, whatever we use in our childhood, we'll place it on a cardboard or a white paper. And then what we'll do, we'll sprinkle iron filings. This will get it on Amazon. Iron filing, very, very small, tiny, gray kind of dust. You spread it all around on the paper. Then you tap the paper gently. Halka sa, tuk tuk. Then what we observe? Wait for some time. The iron filing will arrange themselves in curved lines. See this curved lines. See, curved lines. Wow. There are curved lines. The iron filing, which is this black material here, the dark matter here, is actually iron filing. And they're arranging themselves in the curved fashion around the bar magnet. And you see here, closer to the pole, the fields are very dense, very dark, right? These are very dark here. Here also is very dark. But in the center here, they're less dense. So that means the magnetic field is very strong at the north and the south pole, at the poles, and at the center they are weaker. And wherever the field lines appear denser, those will be stronger than the field lines which are very far away apart. Okay, the field lines, if they are more far away apart, the magnetic field is less having less strength, weaker. And when they are more dense, that is closer to the poles, then they are stronger because they are more dense. Okay, so the conclusion is the ion filing actually help to identify that there are magnetic fields, and this magnetic field gives direction. They have directions as well, from the north to the south, and inside from south to the north. All right. So far we have seen about magnets. So in our next session we are going to cover about a current flowing through a straight wire. We are going to see the magnetic effect of current in a straight wire. Until then, stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe as well.